Sorry about that. I assure you, this won't... I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again.
Alright.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task...
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon... That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholar. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side. The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to pray, but if we're going to pray to the gods... That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind. Shh! We're on a secret mission! Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight... If something were to happen after all, the Yep, exactly! Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make... Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle... No, I think he's... If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. Huh. Maybe... I also can't quite figure out... Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards. Of the night.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City! What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people. Leave now. You need to get out of here. But that guy's a pt2 harbinger. We can't just leave you here. Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the God of Wisdom.
Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't... he caught... And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the doctor. Yeah. But what are the pt2 after this time? Yeah. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But, you mean... Oh, right. Even though he turned, there's no time to...
Propagate! Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30?
Corps of 30? We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in...
The outcast? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the pt2 after us?
Still wait. Yeah. Propagate. Need. Yeah. Scatter. Yeah. Take that. Yeah. New punching bag.
Germinate! Propagate! Need!
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Need! That! I'll take my leave.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah. But this doctor got... going up against smart...
For the next interview, I think I'll start with these questions.
Oh! It's the Traveler in Paimon! We're... Kale! It's nice to... To be honest, I'm not doing too well. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks. Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go... Oh, Master Tainari? You just left... I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watch. No. Master Tainari originally studied in the Immorta Darshan of the Academia. And I know that before he... A research... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI. Don't worry. I'm fine. Got it. Will do. See...
Let's begin.
Have a load of this.
There you are, eavesdropper. We're here.
Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touch and reunion. Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human mind. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the Doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally... Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure... Huh? But... Well, we understand that point when you left instead. Luckily, I wouldn't be... I gave up also. Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? Plus, we shouldn't give up. Actually, yes, I have. You didn't... We're looking for... Okay. It's Hypatia!
What a pleasant...
Who's this? She's a scholar. Oh, I see.
That's right, we're...
Hypatia? Wait, no. Did you already finish your
My consciousness has already managed to make...
You did it? Congratulations!
When my conscious...
That sounds incredible!
Oh, remember? My current self has not only gained...
You can do that? I've never...
Hold on. All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help...
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually... But how is he
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic Alas, if only...
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Periporno life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean to me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor?
Apasia?
That's how I always thought everything... Wait, have I... already lost my mind?
Wait, something... Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no.
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? Wait.
I never imagined that Also, while the doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night...
Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Even in a moonless night, a shower of... Paimon, didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, but she isn't with us.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana, correct? Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is... That's all right. A scholar's curiosity. I've spent some time with you.
Thank you, Tainari.
That. All I know is that the project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence?
Tainari?
I did. If I didn't take it, now that you mention, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new... The doctor and the... From your but then...
Yeah, it feels...
Leave it to me. No one escapes my sights! Boba, get them! You're toast!
Drat. You can't.
Nice and spicy.
Yeah.
We finally made it to So... Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's got...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just here.
More Eremite mercenaries? How are they working?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the...
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al-Haytham. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't... However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia,
Don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp, and these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sage. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still. Everyone says, which brings me back to you. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became. To have that kind of reaction.
I'll hate them. You.
So that's your. But that does prove you do have some.
That's right.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the large.
It's always better.
Scatter! Yeah. Propagate!
Before us lies Aru Village.
Whoa.
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Haytham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to...
Judgment? So that's how you...
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or...
Seemed to me more like your own... Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Has Al-Haytham done...
I won't waste my... Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a...
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. And why, as far as have you been given a mission that, if I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge?
I should have known you'd be difficult.
You two? Ugh. What should we do, Traveler?
Paimon. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great, finally! You gotta help us out here.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you... Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect. Hey, did either of you hear a...
Ooh, what's going on? The wind's so...
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly!
Someone's calling for...
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard work?
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest.
If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss D. Do I make myself...
All right.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Al-Haytham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
Al-Haytham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well. Maybe he's telling the truth.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with—
Have I not made myself clear?
Fine. Although you haven't
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
Yes. They just keep coming in waves.
Leave.
It's been quite a while.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
What? Spring forth! Propagate!
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
Yeah!
The creature stopped appearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls me...
Sir, I am also originally from...
I can't... Besides...
So,
Everything in the natural...
Everyone in our...
village keep...
Does your curiosity know no bound? Most of them are scholars. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled.
Alas, but no one in the...
I've had encounters with those people.
The Matra, the...
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty...
Oh, you're the former general...
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these... But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. Let's start by finding a... Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as... Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as... Initially, Aru Village was struck by the strongest... Suddenly, despite the powerful... After that...
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? What do you make of it, Traveler? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story? Really?
What? You...
No. Lesser Lord Kus... The Academia... In addition...
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes... I've never seen that from a lot. How can this be? To think Our Archon has been amongst...
Alright, now it's our turn to put, but easier said than done.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find...
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa a mad...
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to...
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was. But I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Haven wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry, I was only listening.
All right. But first...
Sino is super vigilant.
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know...
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his Isak's parents were both Aramite. Unfortunately, it was only a few years later. However, one summer night, so Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. It's said that Isak was
all this somehow...
Perhaps. It's also my...
Maybe the people have always had a...
Huh? What?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are...
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you
We've cleared everything up. Let's...
Really? Yeah!
All right. Let's ask the local resident.
You mean the village? When I was eating... anything...
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen... Don't change the subject.
Right. But honestly...
Do you also think
Grandpa... he was actually the one... It still feels... Well, whatever the case.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, the last time...
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Ooh, that's no good. Well, I've known you since you were...
Wow. Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Let's head over there. Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty King Deshret, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here.
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before... Isn't it a sign of King Deshret's power that all...
Huh.
Exactly.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah, bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move, and he's...
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for this guy.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink...
Hey, go on.
It's true. It's all... Would you want to live like this? Delavar also said...
Is that...
Please...
The people here really like King Deshret, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical
I haven't run into...
No, not at all.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No,
I have many... So you'd best just don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Yes, got it.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing...
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places. Very well.
Isak! I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Oh, I can take you there. Just follow me.
Join the Eremites and embrace a wonderful new life.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. Well, this is where
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one. But are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day.
So, you know Tainar?
Huh? You know him too? Are you two friends?
Yes. Now that I concentrate, I can also make out the scent of incense.
Wait.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
What are you looking for?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been complete from the size and shape, the scent is quite faint.
But who would come?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars, even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn.
No.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Are the rumors really true? Could the
It's highly.
Please, you have to save my grandpa.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back.
Let's head to Aruville.
That's close enough.
Frozen. Crisp. Frozen descent.
Propagate! Yeah! Scatter! Yeah!
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice, too.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friends.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So, everything...
Reasonable.
Hmm?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh.
Did you find out I see.
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, not to mention making it seems some...
Makes sense.
So...
If it was any didn't you say that the
If Paimon remembers...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled band... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change.
Tia! You're amazing!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here. Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of... Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and ask some questions. Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Re...
Alright, sounds like a plan! Well, here...
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time.
I know what you mean. I had the same question. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall... It was only after I grew up that I realized. The Wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty. We're cheap. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No. Besides...
Yep, we...
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to... Our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern. Just our luck. None of...
You mean, you don't...
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence.
Hmm? Zap?
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello.
We've had drinks together. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you seen Enger Del...
Of course I have.
I've got a...
Ah, health...
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret.
Yes, how can...
we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild step.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru Village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing
So, you've been watching us from the...
Uh-oh.
So you and Delavar have been partnered...
But you got one?
If that's the case...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the...
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
Long time... Dia, I thought that...
Yeah, gee, what a miss...
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my...
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, Traveler.
Following
Germinate!
orders.
New punching
Propagate!
bag.
As a dutiful maid would. Leave it all to me.
Take that!
Yep.
Out of the frying pan!
I'll take Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Okay.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in...
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to...
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Enger and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to... That's what you wanted to...
Wait, so...
No, he...
Wow.
Ah, you're too...
So...
Hmm?
About how merciful...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia? Do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert...
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. I've begun to realize... but I see
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village. This should be all of them.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace, do you...
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so she's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't...
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots...
Hey, Dia!
Right on time.
Paimon's been one...
We've known each other for some...
Oh, Paimon knows...
Yep, I guess. Us mercs, on the other hand...
Well, Paimon think...
Really?
Oh, Sino's here!
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive method?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, whoa, you look furious.
Do I?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present...
Yes! Please, don't beat us anymore.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy! You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers, but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of King... The people of Aru... A war would only...
We understand. I'll tell you everything.
I'm listening.
You might not...
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, so... It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection, and talked us into helping him. In return,
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junk. You gotta believe me, please.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If that guy,
I believe I may know what's going...
Uncle Anpu.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery... Some time ago, it strikes...
Which means... they were the ones...
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keep?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. Regardless.
You're right.
Time to go.
Yes.
You got it.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready. Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages! Hey, what's with this?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it...
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching...
Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of...
Yeah, you're all talk!
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now...
Really? Paimon doesn't believe...
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my where... Not to mention that going separate...
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What is that?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers...
You mean, some of them like...
Hiding the truth does not necessarily... Remember what can... By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you. Glad you're following. Among those you... The reason...
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You...
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and...
Right. You were asking about the the Mad Scholar.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to...
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then...
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me.
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how...
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why before, I wouldn't even have... Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah, we came, but even so, we have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reason.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Deshret. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just...
Yeah. Some people... Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. And then it happened.
You can tell them.
All right. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, perhaps, it used to be louder.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert,
There's really nothing around.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar.
Yeah!
La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll...
Propagate!
Steady as stone.
Propagate!
Time to clean up.
Germinate! Propagate! Scatter!
They were easier to He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a look. Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. What are you reading? Let Paimon...
Okay, sure.
Huh?
So...
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on their... Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon? Oh, right. Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably still be floating around in the ocean somewhere. Thank you. Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they... Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around.
Spring forth! Scatter!
I'll be back.
Scatter!
Twinjutsu! Look! There's someone Good idea! Let's approach...
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his... Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him.
You know...
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar, too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about...
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully...
Loaded?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a... The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why did...
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh! Now that you mention it...
Correct. The academia is behind. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, these rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those, as well as life for the desert dwellers has been, many would, even if complications arise. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross the...
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's... But there's...
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, an exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought in. If you can't find...
Resource?
One possibility...
Extract?
With the technology, perhaps the
So, the human brain...
I'm the academia... Anyway, judging by Razak's... Or perhaps, his cure... The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the academia is going... I've spent quite some time trying to...
You mean you...
All scholars seek extracting information.
Sounds like you're really a...
Of course. Whether it be academics or this matter
Wait!
Not to be callous, but there is no shortage of
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
You can say that. The divine knowledge capsule is some...
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a...
You're Though I must say, uniqueness is also an app.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really
I'm just a more likable He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step.
We're back!
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as the academia's...
Yep, pretty much!
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village. Yet, they
Yeah!
We may have a mole. One of us could be secretly revealing our way.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my
So what you're saying is... interesting.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any...
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once.
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added in...
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would...
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you resigned is proof that their suspicions were well-founded.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bet.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how... If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino... Yep, that's...
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys!
Please, wait! I want to go... I want to find...
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Paimon feels like... So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the...
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert. But I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia. Looks like they were less split up and...
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be...
Razak didn't display any sign.
We should be able to
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring!
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is!
Voices. Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh? Didn't you say You'd help me find Grandpa?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru Village?
So, this is the great Dear, you'd be...
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people...
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the...
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that...
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up...
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the Academia's forces and fight our way beyond the...
Ridiculous. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the Academia.
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Filthy traitors. Your god...
It's impossible to perhaps.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So...
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you and...
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars, perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can...
I'm not trying to persuade...
You were the scribe.
Not all desert dwellers believe...
You Academia scum.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust...
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steal...
An arm from the... What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're merc.
You're not wrong.
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this...
That's not for you to...
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the...
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to...
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is... Even if we got rid of one
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed...
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come?
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood? Or I'll be...
Fine.
Huh. They got...
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there a...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked?
You stay right there!
Wait! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa!
This day's going just...
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected it. Glowed green with Dendro. Just like you said. The Dendro Archon.
Grandpa?
Hey, look.
Did there used to be a temple?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, the symbols on the gate belonged to King Deshret's civilization. It could have been an underground palace.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King.
What's he do?
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem in real...
Mind your head.
No, this isn't...
As it happened.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you...
Indeed. New discovery.
Raman, what are you gonna do?
I'll just let them lay...
Here, let me help you.
This will be interesting.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension.
Yeah! And there's so many plants. It's so...
Sir Rama.
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want.
Whatever you say.
There's nothing to be angry about.
It does...
I should. I must leave no stone unturned.
Come a little closer. Try not to enjoy this too much. I knew I should have stayed home. Looks like I got carried away.
This moment will be frozen in time. Propagate!
Now that's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait, what's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are... King
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faith. His wisdom is...
You can read, ain't...
Of course.
He's not serious.
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among... Excellent. There's a device...
Isn't sharing knowledge against the acad...
Yes. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge. Caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life.
The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memory.
No. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
Was that the former
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret. You've just witnessed his
I've never heard about it. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered. King Deshret's... We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis.
You were blinded by your
If I hadn't seen this, how could I ever begin?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a...
My Eremites and I. What are we even fighting?
Hey.
I'll live. I should probably go.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know. But please, give me some time.
It's not good.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll...
You seem to finally understand.
Yes.
That must have been rough, but...
Ramon's no fool. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Dash.
The outcome...
We should get going too.
Sorry, no,
we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
So sleepy. I can't wait any...
That's close enough.
Another test subject.
You're open.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru Village.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. But we shall...
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick, please!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have...
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to...
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge.
Well, you better start talking!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. It may seem as if the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukadevat...
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called... The doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said, he asked them,
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia...
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine... After that, they harvested dreams with the doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. They were able to use it. Next...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge...
Call it an educated guess? Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies. If it's knowledge no more...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't... It is as if they are cursed with some organ... This is but a...
Then what does Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god...
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, The sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Ruka Devata. They found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human. Not to mention that slowly but surely, people began to forget about her.
So, this is the path the
All right, let's try to keep our cool. Raman, give me a.
Sure, as you wish.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their home.
Yeah? Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left?
Or I can go.
Oh! Paimon's so...
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole...
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's...
It's time to make a...
Indeed.
So,
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well,
the next time we gather...
Yep, it'll...
Everyone is already waiting and—
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the meeting, I hope—
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
Everyone's here so early.
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you.
Are you ready?
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna...
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and...
You're making...
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going...
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your... been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction,
Paimon's a little...
To be honest, of the most capable people I know. Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived. Your safety is the most important thing. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So, you're welcome. Good luck. Good luck. With everything. I'll be here in the village praying for you. Stace, I'll be here.
I suppose wisdom...
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah,
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the serious... We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others... Of course. But the advantage of... Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing...
Well,
I'm not like the rest...
This guy.
Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned... You have a good... Forbidden knowledge, I think. But the come to think of it, the Withering, Elazar,
and the sandstorms.
But, at least, wait a second.
Ah.
But if that's the case...
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia Forest? That whole, the world forget me thing?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save Irminsul can we completely resolve the problem Sumeru. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to...
Where are we going?
To an eremite...
Propagate!
Ah, they're here.
Huh?
I gave them some...
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for you.
Aren't those devices...
Look here.
Huh?
What's that look on you?
Paimon's a little scared, but...
Anyway, we're not going... As I mentioned during the meet... Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Now, please...
You want us to record our conviction?
Yes.
Paimon...
I understand. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds...
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and everything went without a hitch. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything...
It's just a recording. There should be no negative...
But...
And that's perfectly fine.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for the... Imagine if you've been, after all that time... A slave to order, and that's why rule... In addition...
But...
You could say...
Things you're interested in, or...
Anyway, I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects.
Small
We're going to tinker...
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your...
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualty.
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people...
I did. And that's how I...
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Sino? He's turned against our...
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Al-Haytham for suggestions. Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side.
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire. I'm sorry. But as things stand...
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru's...
Wait! How can we work?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites in. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter...
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you.
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous
Of course he does. He also said, I never blindly...
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable I'm okay with it.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life.
I've always
Now you're making the...
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries.
Sino, on behalf of we have no fear of casualties. Because we...
Well, but remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Since you and I...
Okay.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to...
They're a squad of Eremites whose number...
As many as Ain al-Ahmar.
Then I suggest they...
Got it! Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because
Paimon can't believe... Aren't you even if that guard...
We discussed this.
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry.
How can you be so...
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the map.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem
a reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction...
The Akasha is still in operation. So I'm... Actually... Considering the...
I've given that a lot of thought. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave... But... Things...
That's true.
But look at it from a different...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true. But... The key... Haven't you ever...
Because the Akasha...
The Academia... By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive... However, emotions are... Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the apps, decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. Our thoughts and... The Akasha lacks data on... So...
Makes sense to me. I agree.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped. Next time...
Will do!
Just remember to...
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red Sand District. My name is Luxembourg.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working with me.
Beep, cons.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun.
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your...
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will...
There's no need for flat. Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern...
Understood. Hurry, bring them...
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's air mine. Any questions?
None at all.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to strike back. Get ready. Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me. Now let's head over there.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are prepared to get...
I'm glad to hear you. They are our only...
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching from the west!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! Judging from those shiny weapons in your hand...
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smug...
Who are you supposed...
I'm not here to...
Oh, nobody's giving me this... Brothers!
Scatter! What? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. What?
You're toast! Boba, get them!
Scatter! Yeah. Germinate!
It's over.
Ah! We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel in the area.
Ah, you pitiful Dendro Ark! King Deshret will curse you!
Silence!
Oh!
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to...
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went...
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave...
Once we're done here, I'll return...
Yeah.
Go join up with her.
Speaking of which, is it really okay?
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. If we need help, Tainari is the... Get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shopping.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you...
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that serious look on your face. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here.
But...
Our responsibility is to dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the doctor were to crash the party, it would be
Yeah, we...
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest. If all hate them, so we'll find the sages have placed spies every. That's certainly true. How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask me, someone like you must look lovely when they smile. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good! I hope this pretty smile will become our lucky charm. There are many kinds of smile. Let's go.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Tainari!
Traveler, Paimon, and...
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really
All right. This place is better. We won't be disturbed by any... Okay. What is this important thing you want to ask me?
He's that strange-looking Fatui...
Yes. Actually, he left Pardis D... Yeah. He came...
Can I ask what it was? Sorry to... For now, all we can share with you is that your friend Sino is...
Sino, you say? I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the... Okay. I'll answer your questions and will assist you any way I can. You don't have to tell me everything that...
Sino's name really does work wonders.
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. You don't need to... The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would...
And what do you mean...
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean...
Indeed. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. Let me ask, have you been taking...
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you've recruited many informants.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking, I assume you have some...
Since you asked, I'll be frank.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you...
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of...
Well,
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I will personally supervise.
Hypatia was... Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I don't know much about the doctor. It's not so much that he's looking down on... I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared my...
I see. Of course, your opinion makes... You're still young, but already quite Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today, what with Her Most Noble Majesty the Tsaritsa calling for our return. Luckily, there is still... It's just as... And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel...
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's...
I don't think I missed any details.
Sorry,
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest. Recently, my master wrote...
Hasn't he already...
Yes, but there's something off about... My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back. This has been a habit of...
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the Academia, to invest...
I'd like to ask you to do that for me.
I can do that, but I have... The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure. If the higher-ups really... If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia.
All right, we've got a plan. I'll stay at...
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant.
I must say,
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean... On that note, aren't you also being...
The Academia? I suppose he's
I see. So you noticed something was up with the Academia from the very...
This may well be how Sino became involved in all of this. And also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message to him. Trust your own senses and experience. I think this may be something...
Okay, we'll find a chance...
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go hunt down the... Oh, by the way, which...
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. He also said that he'll... Just to be safe,
But we have no idea where he went!
We'll do it the mercenary. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the dock... To the south of here is Port Ormos.
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to the port and have a